Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Super Robot Wars Z. In this episode, to get the SR point, I believe you need to beat the stage within 6 player turns. No, clear the map within 6 player turns. Now, in this stage, you don't have to kill all the enemies. What you have to do is well, the way I did it is I defeated two of the bosses to clear the map, and I did it in 5 turns. So defeating it within 6 player turns is definitely doable. Did I say player duels or player turns? Well, I meant turns if I said duels. Yeah, and 6 player turns. And there is a secret in this stage as well. I believe what you have to do is you have to convince Anil and do not destroy Anil. Yeah, those are the 2 secrets. Normally I would pull up the page at this point, but fortunately my internet's being a bit non-cooperative, so I can't actually go check it real quick. So that's unfortunate. But yeah, that's what you have to do. The stage gave me a bit of trouble. I did it on my first attempt, but the trouble came from me thinking I had to defeat all the enemies, and once I realized that it's a clear the map, I just started focusing on the bosses. And yeah. Although if you notice, oh, Setsuko's an enemy this time. Let's see. I know that guy runs away. Trying to see if that guy you need to defeat. That guy that just appeared there. That guy. The guy with the black hair. You need to defeat that guy. But defeat Setsuko as soon as possible, because when you do, more reinforcements for you will appear. And Setsuko will join you. So yeah. Anyway, we have 2 new Gundam units here. And these units are from Gundam Afterwar Gundam X. I believe some of the events have already happened so far, because we have, I don't remember his name, Karis? Forget his name, but we have that guy over there. Usually he starts out as an enemy, and I think I don't believe I know in Alpha he was an enemy to begin with, but I don't recall if he ever got, if he was a secret or not. I don't believe he was. It should only take you a few hits to take down Setsuko. I'm not sure if her stats here reflect the stats, like when you upgraded her. If that is, then that might be pretty bad if you're on a repeat playthrough, but I don't think so. In some games they do that. Not necessarily the Super Robot Wars series, but I forget what the game was, but I do recall there was an instance that a character used became an enemy for like a particular moment in the game, but the thing was that they had the same stats as when you had them, so if you made them really strong, then they would be really strong. But I don't recall what game that was. Unfortunately. Yeah, this guy's name is Karis. Well, no, like you would say Karasu, but Karasu. I'm not gonna pretend, but to know I can speak Japanese, but yeah, Karis is what I'll call him. This beam saber attack he's doing here, I believe, is his weakest attack. So that's unfortunate, I guess. But I believe our enemies here are the Moon Race. Anil is in that unit right there. And you need to convince her with Garrod. That's what you need to convince her with, Garrod. I forgot to mention that, but you need to convince her with Garrod, which we don't have yet. Or Garrod. I'll just call it Garrod. You know, they say, yeah, they say Garrod? Did I say Garrod? I'll just call him Garrod. But you do need to convince her with him. I just realized I didn't specify who you needed to convince her with. Now, after World Gundam X, and we'll see them later in the stage, but Turn A Gundam is also in this game. They're actually very hard to put into a Super Robot Wars game, mainly because of their setting. Their setting is kind of like a post-apocalyptic world, for the most part. So they're really hard to put into a Super Robot Wars game because of that kind of setting. And so, like, they're usually only putting, like, Super Robot Wars game with, you know, other series that have that same kind of setting. Or, like, in Gaiden, where, it was the apocalyptic setting, but the units, you went to the future, and that's where they were. So that's where the difference was there, is that, and the reason why they didn't appear in, you know, the next few games, because they don't exist yet. But in this game, they can fit here because of the whole combined world sort of the combined world plotline of this game, in which, you know, different worlds combine into one. So series that normally would not be able to really fit in the Super Robot Wars game because of their, you know, setting and whatnot, can fit, because I believe the reason why Aquarium was in this one was because it could actually fit because their setting was, I forget what Aquarion setting was, but I do recall that it wasn't one that would fit normally within a Super Robot Wars game, so the whole dimension thing allowed it to fit. That's Garrod right there. So yeah, you use him to convince Anil, and there you go. And remember, do not destroy Anil. I believe that's what her name was, but remember, do not destroy her. If you do, you will not get the secret. But yes, our point is clear the map within 6 player turns, and yep, have Garrod convince Anil, and do not destroy Anil's unit is to get a particular secret later. Anil will join you regardless, I believe, but this is for another secret for Tifa, Adil, and the G-Bit secret. To get that secret as Setsuko, you need to do this requirement in this stage. If you do not, you will not get this secret. You will not get the secret. And this is not a good secret. Getting this particular secret is very hard for newcomers, because you require to do this requirement on this stage and like 40 SR points. So I wouldn't recommend this if you're planning on playing this, trying to get all the SR points, or all the secrets I should say, on your first playthrough. If you want to go for it, then go for it, but it's going to be very difficult for you. But yeah, Setsuko, you need to at least meet 2 of the requirements for the secret, and have over 40 SR points. Yeah, with the route ongoing, it will be stage 50, scenario 52. But apparently there's another requirement you can get later on. So if you missed one of the requirements here, you might still be able to get it, because apparently there's another thing you can do on Scenario 27. Yeah. Oh no, that's not even, you can't even do that at Setsuko, so never mind. So no, you have to do the 2 requirements in this stage. You cannot mess the requirements up in this stage. You will not get the Tifa, Adil, and G-Bit secret if you do. Hey, it's Zabungle. Yeah, these guys also have the same apocalyptic setting as After Organimex and Turn A Gundam, which is why they don't appear too often as well. And their entire like story thing as well doesn't really fit in a Super Robot Wars game, because their entire shtick is that well, Jerome here and other humans not in domes in his series were like genetically modified to survive in very radiated environments, and they collect these things called bluestones, which we can collect and buy stuff in the bazaar with. That's what we bought the Jogindu Z in the last stage. Those things are apparently like what are assumed to what to be leftovers of what caused the radiation, and they collect those things. So the people living in the domes, I forget what they were called, but this is what I gathered from Alpha, and I believe this is true for the actual series as well. And they were essentially just collecting those things for those guys. So the world would eventually be not radiated anymore. Although an interesting thing though is that in Jerome's world, or in the original series, is that after 3 days, if you do a crime and after 3 days, that crime is essentially forgiven. Like if you don't get your revenge within 3 days, then it's over. Essentially, you essentially have to give it up. But Jerome is one of those people that kind of questioned that sort of rule and went after Timp, which is the guy he's going after right now, I believe, because Timp is the one who killed his parents. And so he's going, past that sort of 3-day rule, and trying to get his revenge for his parents. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I don't mind giving like minor spoilers in when I'm playing this kind of game, because the entire game is in Japanese, and if you're playing this game, you're kind of spoiling like the series anyway that's in this game for yourself. So yeah, expect that from me from now on. Only series that I'm somewhat knowledgeable about those, when I'll actually spoil them a little bit. Otherwise, I know absolutely nothing about them. Okay, no, they are called the Moon Race. I think I was actually going to call them Moon People, but no, Moon Race. Super Saiyan people. Anyway. I think that guy in the red mobile suit over there is also a secret? Is he? Or did you just get him? I know he was a secret in Alpha Gaiden. Is he a secret here? Doesn't look like he is. But yeah, the Rush Rod and Yasuba secret, as I mentioned last stage, I recorded this right after I recorded the last stage. The gameplay recording, not commentary recording, so I didn't check. But this is Anil. Remember, convince her with Garrett, do not destroy her. Just just defend against any attack he does against you, or, you know, try to evade it. This is Korin, I believe. He has a thing against Gundams. He doesn't like them. I guess he's traumatized by them. So surprised. But yes, that's a Gundam. He has a mustache instead of the you know, the classic beast shape sign on its forehead. But yeah, it's a Gundam. This guy, Korin. But yes, the different factions will attack each other. Yeah, these guys aren't part of the Moon Race. These guys are from Gundam DX's. No, After War Gundam X. I call it Gundam DX because it was the unit that was in Z2, I believe. You know, it was what I'm talking about, and you know, I was just used to calling it Gundam DX, but the series is called After War Gundam X. Yeah, when you defeat that guy with the black hair that I was talking about earlier, all of the Moon Race enemies will run away. Oh yeah, I didn't realize that the Frost Brothers came in. You also just kill one of the Frost Brothers to have all their units run away and complete the stage. I defeat this guy right here. I think in the middle of this I kind of stopped for a minute, and that was me checking the SR point in the middle of the stage. I couldn't find it when I was like editing this, and you know, I didn't think it was going to be too much of an issue. Wow, you can lift this giant ass land warship. I think it's a warship anyway. Oh yeah, the Freedom. Forgot about it. Forgot what it was called. And this is the other Frost brother. I don't know. I was playing like I had to kill all the enemies. It wasn't until like really till I turned 4 or 5 where I realized I only had to defeat the bosses. So yeah, I was playing like I had to defeat all of them, but no, that's not the case. I do find it kind of interesting, and on this is the last game of the Z series that I would be playing, the first one of all things. But I mean, it's not too unheard of where I guess, because I came into Z2. I started playing Z2 when Hakaihen, not Hakaihen, when Sasaihen came out for a few months when I started playing when I started playing Super Robot Wars game in general. I think I know I had the J for a while. I just never started playing it until I went on like a bit of a spree of playing some Game Boy Advance games, and then I came across J and like, hey, there's this Super Robot Wars game on the PSP. I wonder if that's getting good. And then I gave it a shot, and then I stuck with the series. Although at that point I needed the translation patch for C2, which was just a menu patch to play it. Nowadays though, I don't need that. I don't need that stuff. The menus for these games stay relatively the same between games. They vary depending on the game, but for the most part they stay the same. I don't know if Korin will actually run away, though, if you defeat that black-haired guy, now that I think about it. Because I defeated Korin before I defeated that black-haired guy. About that. I like a coughing fit. Oh yeah, I forgot about mentioning these guys. These not Zaku's. Yeah, they're clearly supposed to look like Zaku's. I believe. They're from Turn A Gundam, I believe. Yeah, I think in Turn A Gundam. I forget where those guys actually are from, but I believe it was Turn A Gundam. In Alpha Gate anyway, people forgot how to make mobile suits, I think, is what the thing was. So they kind of dug them up instead. That's how it was in Alpha Gate. I forget how it was in the actual series. Like after Turn A Gundam took place like way after the original Gundam series. Like an unspecified amount of time. Like I don't even know if it's the same world or whatever, but I guess it's assumed to be. But yeah, the yeah, like those Zaku's are called like some weird word, not like I don't even know what language it is. They're called like Bjornanon or something like that. Like I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I don't even know what language it is. I know it's not English, but yeah, they were essentially dug up Zaku-2s, but they're not even. I don't believe it's confirmed that they're actually like Zaku-2s. They may have been just like recreations, not meant for like presentational purposes or something like that. I believe was like a piece of dialogue from the anime, kind of hinted at. Or in Alpha Gate, I don't remember. Like all this information was stuff that I sort of just like read online, so I don't even know if it's true or not. So take everything I say with a grain of salt. Don't quote me on it, I should say, because I don't like it when I accidentally give out bad information. It makes me feel bad, feel guilty. But yeah, still, this is the fight, like the last Super Robot Wars Z game that I need to play before I would have played all of them. It's kind of interesting, just now when I think about it. Like, I tried to play this game a bunch of times before, but I just, like, with emulation, I just had, like, a lot of issues when I did that. Well, the weird thing is that when I was playing through the stage, like, my X button, no, my O button, like, had, like, a weird delay in actually confirming things. Like, I felt like I had to hold it down for it to work, but when I was going through normal dialogue or through the menus, oh yeah, going through normal dialogue, pressing a normal worked just fine. Now the thing is that happened to me when I was playing through emulation, and I thought that was an issue of the emulation software. So I'm not or the emulator I should say, but I'm not sure like if that's just like a weird bug the game has or what. Maybe I'm just like overthinking things, or I don't know. I don't know anything. Yeah, the next stage is SR point. I never seen an SR point like that, but I'll talk about that more when we get to it. Oh yeah, that warship over there can transform into a mech. Like a walking mech. I don't know if that feature is available right off the bat, but I know it can do that, so yeah. I was gonna mention, you know, sorry about that. Had a weird, you know, coughing fit. Maybe I'm getting a bit sick. I don't know. Oh yeah, I forgot that the Frost Brothers will attack Anil's. I don't know if the Frost Brothers kill Anil, or if the enemies kill Anil, whether or not like that will actually like work out against you for the secret. I wouldn't chance it. So yeah, just kill off the bosses as fast as possible. This guy grabs onto nothing. Which I think that guy was the boss we need to fight. Yeah, that. Yep, there. That's where he is. Overall, I would say the stage was pretty average overall. Not too hard, but not too easy either. You could easily have a bit of trouble if, well, depends whether or not you're going for the SR point, but yeah. But yeah, I had a bit of trouble because, as I said before, I was an idiot and didn't read the SR point requirement properly. My Gundam's here. Just realized that. You know what I don't... Well, the series I don't really use often is the Overman King Gainer series. I think it's just their overall theme song. Or BGM. I mean, it's not like it's bad or anything. I just don't, you know, like it that much. You know, it's my own personal preference. I don't know why. Do I defeat? I don't think I beat him this turn. Probably, yeah, it's next turn. Has to be. I don't know what that guy's called. I don't remember his name, and I don't recognize. Don't. Hang on. I'll see if I can look real quick what that character is. If I can see his name, that is. Let's see here. I've been practicing lately. Is that O? Orupo? Orupo. No, what am I talking about? Haruba. Yeah, Haruba. But you had the two little... It had the two little marks on the right, not a little circle. Haruba. I assume I'm wrong on that. Yeah, can I don't think I can check. Oh, it's Aruba. Right? Aruba? Is that what it is? I know they're the Frost Brothers. Let's see. Oh, is this supposed to be Olba? Wait a minute. Okay. That makes sense now. I don't know why I was saying, what is it, Aruba? I don't know where I got that from. I said Oruba, yeah. Olba, yeah, that makes more sense. Olba. Jesus. And then completely wrong. And I said O, and then I for some reason changed it to A. I don't know why. Stupid. Olba and the other guy's Shagia. Although, yeah, because that is the character like Ru, but like I said before, the Japanese like kind of R sound is like a mixture between the L and R sound in English, so it's kind of hard to really say it properly. Well, for me to say it properly anyway. So like I would have said like Orba, but it's Olba. Yeah, Oruba, but yeah, it's Orba. They're just like going really fast and not saying, you know, well, not really emphasizing the U and just, you know, just saying Olba. But that shows what I know. Go Lauren. Was it Roland? I don't remember. Roland, Lauren. I think it was Lauren, this guy's name is. Right? So we wrong? Roland. Yeah, no, it is Roland. But it could be, technically, I don't know why I said technically so many times there, but yeah, it could be pronounced Lauren, but I think officially they called him Roland. But that's why you'll see often those kind of like weird name things between R or L when translating from Japanese to English, is because of that reason. so like Rolo from Code Geass, and his name is just, you know, just that combination of two sounds, and instead of doing like Roro or Lolo, it's Rolo in English. I'm fairly certain. Maybe they do pronounce it as Rolo in the Japanese one, but I don't. In the Japanese, you know, dub, I guess. But I don't know. I never seen Code Geass. Oh boy. Yeah, but kind of sucks that Super Robot Wars: The Moon Dwellers won't come out until August 5th. Although that's like dating. That'll be dating this video. So, but I'm really excited for that game because there's Grantede in it, and the Grantede was in the first Super Robot Wars game I played, which was J. Oh yeah, I forgot that Gainer died there. Yeah, I guess these guys can be pretty dangerous if they attack a unit like that. I think I had like a mini heart attack there when that happened because I was afraid that I would lose the stage. Luckily I didn't, because sometimes that happens when you lose a unit, you just lose the stage. Usually it's when you lose a warship though. But sometimes it can be when you lose a unit. Usually it's only when a unit's like that pertains to that particular stage, but eh. And he got hit. See you later, old buck. And there they go. Emil just runs away, I guess. But we do get the ASR point. Hooray! We did it. Although I can tell the next stage is going to be a much longer stage. So get ready for that. Because there were so many new units on the stage, I didn't really want to speed around. Because, you know, I didn't want to give them a chance to shine in the spotlight. But depending on how long the next stage is, I might just, you know, do that. Because there's also a lot of little requirements to do for secrets in the next stage as well. So that's going to be fun. Anyway, this stage is over, so I'll see you guys again next time, whenever that is. Bye.